a 1-point game against Houston Heat.
Here we go. 27 seconds on the clock, and it is tied at 6. Who's going to win the World Cup? It's going to come down to who executes. And look at this reckless run from Leo Smotrov. He goes past the 50 on the break. They also go past the 50 in the center. And they send Pavel Karslev off to the races on the D side. Referee's going to run in and check out Smotrov, and he's going to come off. No penalties yet. It looks like Malloy's going to take over the attack, as here comes the counterattack by Fedorov, but the Russians are going to try to steal it from that D side. Do they have enough time? Sergey's going to stump on the buzzer and steal the win with 2 seconds. And we have a penalty thrown, a penalty on Chad George. No, penalty on the Russians. Houston Heat goes wild, and I think the penalty is going to be assessed on the Russian Legion, which might give the win to Houston Heat. But was it a major? Was it a minor? We got to sort out all this madness here. Are we going to be heading to an overtime? Were there enough live bodies to pull? Oh my God, it doesn't get any crazier than this. Karslev immediately comes over and he starts screaming at and then Kozyrev is going crazy right now on the sidelines. The Russians are selling it to the crowd. Absolute pandemonium here in Orlando. We're going to have to review this. The Russians are selling it. Heat is selling it. Jason Trojan was getting an ear beating from Karslev as Pavel Karslev immediately came over to yell at Jason. You need to review that immediately. Unbelievable. We couldn't have got a more dramatic finish here. The Russians are celebrating like they won. Maybe the Russians know something that we don't know. I'm hearing in my ear from downstairs that the point is for Heat. The Heat is out here now. Houston Heat with Konstantin Fedorov and Ryan Moorhead, the MVPs. There might be a possible penalty on Creel is what I'm hearing. But the MVPs from last year were selling it to the crowd. The Russians are always celebrating like they won. Yeah, this is not done yet. It's still, now there is a point on the board right now for Houston Heat. There's still 2 seconds on regulation time. 7-6 is what I'm looking at on the scoreboard.
Well, the referees definitely checked Sergey and gave the thumbs up. So unless there's a penalty on somebody else that's going to swing this the other way, then Sergey did get hit the buzzer with 2 seconds on the clock.
Jason Trojan has never had a more stressful job than right now. He has to go down and look at the replay and decide who is going to win. There he is right now, actually. He's talking to the Russians. I think he's telling them, hey, I got to go review this. I need to look at this and see what the deal is and figure out exactly, blow for blow, what happened in that. But the Russians and Houston Heat could not have had a closer game. I mean, maybe we could have an overtime point. We don't know. I mean, this game is still at hand.
Well,
I don't know.
Sergey hit the buzzer.
Sergey hit the buzzer, and there was a thumbs up from the ref.
And unless they're calling a major penalty on somebody under a minute.
Let's see if we can figure this out. There goes Smotrov off the break. There was under 30 seconds to go. They also send a body past the 50 in the center. Here comes the staggered attack after Smotrov died. Malloy goes through, and then here comes Konstantin Fedorov and the counterattack. They trade out, but this is where it went down. Sam Monville is going to get taken out here, and there goes Nico Hyde fighting for his life. He gets run down. He gets tapped out, almost run over here by that attacker coming through as Kirill Pridny, but there goes Sergey Sonaisko with time left, 2 seconds on the clock. Sergey hits that buzzer, and then the referees come and check Sergey. He wasn't hit. The penalty goes up. Chad George starts freaking out in celebration. Gun to the sky, and there is our Golden Gun winner.